In this video, I'll be demonstrating the batch process. To begin, we'll need to create a batch. We'll start off by logging in as a test merchant, and we're going to select Capture on the left-hand side. Then we'll be taken to the Create Batch screen, and we're going to select the account that we want to deposit to. Since this merchant only has one account, we just have one option to choose from, so we'll select the link for that account underneath the actions. Now you'll notice on this next page that there are a couple of required fields. There are a couple of ways that we can go about filling this out. We can either manually enter in the expected deposit total amount and the expected deposit total items, or we can use the tape feature. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and use the tape feature. But to do that, what we're going to do is enter in the amount of the check. So the check that I have is for $100, so we're going to enter in that amount and then press the enter key to add it to the tape. Then you'll notice that the expected deposit total amount and the expected deposit total items has updated to reflect that check being added. You will also notice that at the bottom there is a note that indicates that if the batch name is left empty, that the system will generate one for you. So that's why that field is not required. Once we've added all of our items to the batch, we're going to go ahead and click on Create Batch. You'll notice that WebScan does begin to initialize. And then once the scanner indicates it's ready to scan, you can go ahead and put in your check. Once we finish scanning, we're going to go ahead and click on Complete Batch. WebScan will disconnect, and then you'll be taken to the Balance Batch screen. Now, if your batch is not in balance, it'll have you correct it, but in this case, since the batch is showing as balanced, we have a couple of different options. We can either close the batch or close and approve. Now, some financial institutions do not allow depositors to approve their own batches, so they're only going to have the option to close the batch. So today, we're going to go ahead and use that option, so we're just going to select Close Batch. A pop-up will generate that indicates that the batch was successfully complete and sent for approval. So we'll select OK, and then we're done creating our batch. We will receive a closed batch status report, and your customer can print that off or save it for their records. So the next portion is actually going to be completed by the financial institution. So I'm going to log out of our test merchant and log in as a test financial institution. And once logged in, we're going to navigate to Approval. This will get us to the approval queue so that we can approve the batch for processing. So we're going to select Approval on the left-hand side. And then we're going to select our depositor. This will populate a list of deposits that are pending approval for the depositor. So we're going to locate the deposit that we are working with, and we're going to select Approve under Actions. Once we've done that, we'll receive a pop-up that indicates that the batch was approved successfully, so we can select OK. For the next portion, we're going to discuss reversing a batch. Occasionally, a depositor will let you know that they need to have a batch reversed for one reason or another. Some of those reasons can include they need to add more checks to their deposit, or it could be that they submit the deposit to the wrong account. So to reverse the batch, we're going to navigate to Batch Status on the left-hand side. Then once again, we're going to select our depositor, and we're going to select Search. and this will show us a list of all of the batches that are available under that depositor. So we're going to locate the batch that we're working with, and we're going to select the option to reverse it under Audit. Once we've selected reverse, you will notice that the status changes to pending. What this will do is actually return it back to the approval queue. So what we want to do is go back into the approval queue one more time. We're going to select our depositor. And we're going to locate that batch. So we'll see that the last time we selected approve to approve the batch, but since we're trying to reverse it this time back to the depositor, we're actually going to select return to return it back to open. So we're going to select return. We'll get a message that is prompting us to confirm that we do want to return the batch. We'll select OK, and then we're going to choose our reason. You'll see that there are a list of different reasons that you can use for the returned batch, but I'm just going to select Other and then indicate that there was a check missing. Then I'm going to select Return. Then it'll return us back to the batches pending approval. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and log out as our financial institution user and log back in as our test merchant. And once we've logged back in, we're going to go ahead and select Capture. Now this time we're going to actually select Open Batches since it is a batch that is already open. And we'll see that the batch status is showing Reopened Balanced. So if we want to add another check to this deposit, what we can do is select the tape under Actions. And we're going to go ahead and select Insert Mode. Then I'm going to enter in the amount of the second check that I want to add, which is going to be $632.41. And then we're going to press the Enter key, and we're going to select Update. Now you'll notice that the expected is going to update to indicate that we're now expecting $732.41 as well as 2 items instead of what's pending for $100 and 1 item. So to add the second item, we're just going to select Scan Now under Actions. We'll see web scan start again. And once the scanner is ready, we're going to go ahead and enter in the second check. And then we're going to go ahead and select Complete Batch. Then we'll be back to where we can select to close the batch or close and approve. If your financial institution does allow for depositors to approve their own batches, what you'll see once they close and approve is that the batch was successfully closed and approved, and then the report that they will receive is going to be the same closed batch status report. And that's it. That's how you create, approve, reverse, return, and modify a batch. Thank you for viewing this training video. To learn more, please check out our other training modules. If you have questions, navigate to our frequently asked question page for answers to commonly asked questions. If you do not see an answer to your question, or if you need additional assistance, feel free to create a ticket on Client Portal.